questions. I won't be able to see them in the chat box, but we will get to all of them. So I begin with this beautiful photo that was taken last fall. We had a pontoon boat at the school, and I got to go out on this with all of the students by house. And it's something that I do every fall, and I repeat the sessions every winter. Usually January to March, I have them into my home. For those of you who aren't aware, I live right on campus. My office is literally through the hallway of the house. And so it's one of the unique features of a boarding school, which is amazing. So back to this picture. The one end of the rainbow is our campus where we are right now, and the other end is at our second campus, which is Northcott. And we're doing a lot to incorporate the two properties into one, including by starting our school's very first sustainable agriculture farm. So I'll talk more about that. So this picture just captured something so special and beautiful. It was one of the students who took it, and we try to share it as often as possible because it's just we are so fortunate to be where we are. And what I heard from many students through this pandemic this year is that there was nowhere that they would have rather have been through this past challenging year. The members of the leadership team who couldn't be with us are here on the screen. Tim Rutherford is our CFO and assistant head of operations. He also is the father of four, three of whom are, well, two are at the school, one has graduated. Tracy Reed oversees our human resources. We have about 140-ish staff at the school. Christina Vogel does all of our marketing communications, and Shane Smythe is actually a former head student at Lakefield, went on to Princeton, became a lawyer, and decided that he actually wanted to return to the place that he loves. And we are so fortunate to have somebody full-time on staff who can move forward a lot of projects for us. A little bit about who I am. This is my fourth year as head at the school. Before that, I ran a national association that put me in top schools in Canada and probably over 150 schools around the world. And we chose Lakefield for our son, Jacob, who is currently at McGill, and spent 4 years here in Matthew's House. And our daughter, Kathleen, spent 1 year here. She finished her time in Ottawa, and she is currently in school at Spain. She and my husband here, Kevin, is the Dean of Arts at the University of Ottawa. So we have a very unusual marriage where we live apart by 3 hours. He's here most weekends. And I think it's actually a really great role model for girls and how marriages can change throughout your years together, depending on how you set priorities as a family. On the right, those are our two dogs, Ginny and Posey, and I promise you that your sons and daughters will get to know these two dogs, along with the other about 20 dogs that live on campus and a number of cats as well. So just to give you a bit of a sense of, with 12 houses on campus, we have about 30 of us that are living here, and it's that kind of a family atmosphere that really is special about the school. So as I said, this is the agenda that we've put together for you today, and we are open to any and all questions if this doesn't touch on what you're most interested in hearing about. We are really proud as a school that we had a COVID-free campus, and we did have some cases, but they all happened off-site at the Best Western, which is where we managed our quarantine program. This, I'm giving you this website as the place. If you go, you can find it if you just do a search here, and all information is here on the website. And as things evolve, this is the go-to place. You will get communications from us throughout the summer, but if you're ever unsure, this is the resource that is constantly updated. What I'll share with you is what we know today, and as we know, things are constantly changing. But as of now, if you are joining us internationally, the safest assumption is that the quarantine program will continue. And as I mentioned, we have supported our students in quarantine at the Best Western. We jokingly called it our third campus this year. Our staff stays there, the food is managed, they have health and well-being programs throughout the day, and we had really good feedback on how that was managed. Again, maybe this will change, we'll wait and see. In terms of interprovincial travel, again, we are assuming that that people can come and go between provinces. We put protocols in place in order to protect our borders, and those were the same requirements for all students who are coming into boarding. We're really proud of the fact that we have a very strong health team. We have 2 nurses, somebody's always on campus, and we've got rapid testing, and any questions you have around this, John is the expert. I will also just mention it's all boarders who are coming onto campus. We put together a little bit of a re-cohorting process to keep them safe. And again, those will probably change between now and August, but we can also answer any questions that you have there. This is something that we are going to share with you tomorrow. I just had a board meeting last night. At this point, we are a school that is strongly encouraging everyone to be vaccinated. We believe that there will be possibly some different protocols if you are a family who are choosing to not vaccinate your students. We don't know exactly what those will be. We're working carefully with the regional and national associations for schools and at this point, we will welcome everybody back to campus, whether you've been vaccinated or not. We can support students who aren't able to be vaccinated in your home country, in your area, on campus when you get here. And again, this is another one of those areas that is constantly changing. But at this point, I guess our message is that we are a pro-vaccine school. The most important message is that we are very optimistic. We had a fantastic year this year, even with all of the protocols and lockdowns in place. We finished the year with over 100 students here who chose to come, and they were fantastic about following the rules, being resilient, being creative, and we were really proud of all of the events that we had at the school, even with the protocols. So as you can see here, we got lots of students who managed to stay throughout the spring. We started running. So anything that the students would pitch to us or that our staff would come up with, it was a really creative time for us. And we were really proud of our students for being so creative and resilient. I want to emphasize that we are planning next year to be as back to normal as possible. Obviously, we'll continue to follow whatever masking and distancing requirements are there. Throughout the pandemic, one of the things that we were really proud of is that we did some revisions to our school values. I won't go into all of them. Of course, they're on the website, but I will emphasize this one that I've highlighted. And that is that in the midst of all of our challenges, we as a staff, and particularly the leadership team, introduced a new value, and that was joy. And it came in part because we saw the effort that our teachers were putting into intentionally crafting opportunities that would really support our students. So we're really proud. We are a school that is guided in everything that we do by our values. In terms of our academic program, we made a very intentional decision to be an advanced placement school. This is something that we offer to all students. It is not mandatory. We're proud of the development over the past 5 years as we have grown the number of AP courses that we can offer. And we do a lot to provide guidance to all students, whether you come in grades 9 to 12. And so you will have a guidance counselor, and we'll map out how best, if you want to take a number of AP courses, we can be quite creative in how we can achieve that. We're also really proud of our students this year and the incredible offers that they were given to universities and colleges all over the world. And I think what's important to us at Lakefield is, of course, we are so proud that Lily Bowman got into Harvard, but we're proud of all of our students that they were able to achieve the university and college destination of their choice. And so we work hard with families in partnership to make those good choices and prepare students to be successful, whatever their choice is. I also wanted to share with you that we are a community that is passionate about ongoing learning. And we did a diversity, equity, and inclusivity task force last spring, and we are working quite aggressively at implementing all of these recommendations. And one of the commitments of our staff is to read one of the 6 books. We're actually thinking that we would love to see our parents and alumni also engage in some reading with us. What's important for you as parents to know is that we have also introduced a summer reading requirement. These aren't the only books that are available. The link to the choices will be in the chat box. It's also, it's in a number of communications, so we'll make sure that that's there for you. And basically, as you can see, we're asking all of our students to read at least one of the books from the list. There are lots of great options that the teachers have recently put together, and then you can expect, and your students can expect, to talk about these books in their English classes in the fall. Another quick update for you. We are known for having a very broad range of co-curricular opportunities as a school. And we have identified 3 in particular that we've made a significant investment in. And they are, as you can see on the screen, team sailing, Nordic skiing, and musical theater. We're actually going to be hosting OFSA this winter. And so we'll have 700 to 1,000 students on site. So we're doing some significant work on our trails in order to have these world-class ski trails. Because of the pandemic, because of a task force that worked on wellness, we are introducing a 4th signature program, and that is a fitness program for all of our students. We're really excited to be launching this, so I want to share a few points. One is that beginning in the fall, all students will have an individualized physical fitness program. This will become a similar requirement. The way that we track community service hours, we will have a similar expectation for physical activities. We are actually just finishing the hiring process. We will have a full-time fitness coach as well as a part-time one, and some additional specialist coaches as well. And we aren't sure exactly what the tracking app will be or exactly how that will work. This is how new this is. This spring, we tested out Strava. I participated in that as well. I'm not sure I loved everybody seeing how far or how fast I ran. There are definitely pros and cons to these different apps. But so we're continuing to do the research for what that's going to look like. The spirit of this is to make sure that everybody's active and that we are motivating each other and making this part of our regular conversations. We're also a school, as you probably know, that has a very well-developed Thrive program, which is our well-being program. And as Vicki mentioned, with our house model and our advisory program, we do a lot for our students to make sure that they are happy and active and healthy in all different aspects of their lives. Our Summer Academy, I'm sharing this with you for a couple of reasons. Our new grade 7-8 Grove Prep program is actually full, so that's not why I'm sharing this program. But the 2 reasons are this. we made a commitment when this pandemic started last spring to take care of our students all year, knowing that there were some travel restrictions possibly, and really knowing how much we value the trust that you're placing in us when you send your children to us. And so we kept the students throughout every holiday last year. It was a first for Lakefield. I had 37 students in my home for Christmas morning. And this summer, we're also welcoming students who need to stay here all summer. So we'll continue with that really important position as a school, that if you trust us to send your children to us, they are welcome to be here as long as you need them to be. The other exciting piece is our very first ever Seed to Table course. We're going to be offering it this summer. It will be over at Northcott. We have our very first half-acre farm, which we're excited about. And if you can't have your students participating in this summer, there will be co-curricular opportunities for them beginning in the fall. So stay tuned. This commitment to environmental responsibility is a really big passion of ours at Lakefield. You might want to take a picture of this if that's how you learn. It's a bit complicated, as you know. Everything in this pandemic is a bit complicated. As a school, we make a priority to have a very intentional way that we welcome all of our students. And so we do have a staggered arrival system with the, as you can see here, the grade 12s, the new students, the returning students. For international families, Vicki can speak to more of this. We are asking if the quarantine is still in place, that you arrive in advance. And so those dates that you see in front of you are the dates that we hope that you will be here on campus. Of course, we know that nothing is normal, and we will work with you however you need. And I guess the other thing I'll say is we do a week or so of classes, and then we take some more time off and we do another additional orientation program. When you are bringing together students, we'll have approximately 400 students next year coming from over 40 countries, as I said. We spend a lot of time as a community making sure that everybody feels a sense of belonging here. And I'll share with you that we will do some additional communication strategies in order to make sure that everybody feels that by the time they get here, they're well prepared. So on the 17th of August, you'll be invited to a similar meeting like this for all of our parents. And that meeting will be really focused on any additional or changing safety requirements. And then you will have an opportunity for a head of house meeting, an advisor meeting, and then the week early in September, you as parents will be invited to your first house meeting as well. All of this, sometimes we are accused of too much information. So we've tried to put this all into one spot. Again, if you go to the website under admissions, you can find the orientation essentials list, or you can search it up in the search box, and everything is there. And so we're really doing our best to make sure that you have all of the information at your fingertips. I want to end with just a comment about what's special about Lakefield. A lot of times people will talk about our campus. It's pretty special that we have about 1 acre per student. It's amazing that we are on the lake and we're trying to take advantage and offer a lot of opportunities on the lake. The trees are beautiful. Like, we are so blessed with this incredible campus. But when people talk about what's special about this school, it's always something that they can't quite put their fingers on. And I want to just speak a little bit to our culture. The first, I think, key piece to this is relationships. You're going to hear this a lot, that we are a relationship-driven school in terms of the classroom learning, but also in terms of your advisor and your head of house and your teachers and coaches and counselors. And we have a really great supportive community here for our students. The really important person for you as parents to get to know is your head of house and advisor. if you have a problem at the school, we're the kind of place where we encourage you to go straight to the advisor, straight to the head of house, or if there's a challenge with your classroom teacher, we encourage you to go straight to that teacher as well. So that's sort of the first important piece. The second important part of our culture is we work really hard at a culture of kindness. The reason we take time to have a focus in September on how we come together is we are a very diverse community, and we're working hard to be known for our inclusivity in terms of the country that you're coming from, your family background, your gender, your learning style. We work hard to help students disagree respectfully, ask good questions of each other, listen to each other, and really treat each other with a culture of kindness. The final part I'll say is that I do encourage you also to take a look at the school life guide. It's where you're going to find all of the rules and regulations as a school. But we value almost more our values and how we treat each other. So I just want to emphasize that we're less about the rules and more about how to live as good people and as part of a community where our expectation is that you're contributing members of that community, and that kind of generosity continues post Lakefield.